I just conducted a mock interview with one of my friends. Let's call him Bob. Bob just graduated and is currently working in the software industry. They're trying to land a job with one of the FAANG tech companies. So today, I'd like to share some of the key takeaways we had from that session. So in this particular mock interview, we tackled the LeetCode easy question. We spent about 30 minutes going through the mock interview, another 30 minutes discussing their performance, identifying what went well, what didn't. So even though they've solved a lot of LeetCode easy questions before, they found themselves struggling during this mock interview. This happens quite often actually. People have the skills to solve the problems, but get tripped up by the interview setting. Does this sound familiar to you? So the first thing I'll always say is don't start coding straight away. Try to always start by confirming your understanding of the problem. Repeat it back to the interviewer and ensure you have all the details before you start problem solving. Before jumping into coding, start laying out pseudocode as an outline. It helps structure your approach and will help avoid complications during coding. Explain your thought process and reasoning as you code. This clarity allows interviewers to follow your logic and showcases your problem-solving skills. The goal here isn't just to get the right answer, it's to demonstrate to the interviewer that you have a solid thought process, not just winging it and trying things haphazardly without a care for the impact. Start with the straightforward solution, you might call this the brute force, and refine it as you go if you can. Interviews are hard, there's a time limit. Don't try to keep everything in your head. When anxiety rises, as it does for me during an interview, it's hard to keep track of everything that's going on. Instead, take advantage of the foundation of pseudocode you wrote earlier and only work on pieces at a time. That way, if you hit a dead end, you can backtrack a lot easier and pivot as needed. By the way, if you're enjoying this kind of content and would like to see more, please like and subscribe. It helps me understand what the audience is looking for. Address potential edge cases early on if you can. Discussing how your solution handles these shows your attention to detail and robustness in coding. Edge cases are so important even if they seem silly. Think of it this way. If you can't consider the edge cases in an interview, a situation where you're working extra hard and being judged directly by someone else, how much can we trust you to write production code without someone there to clean up your mess? Use a programming language that you're comfortable with, but also preferably has as little syntax as possible. In most interviews, I see Python being the language of choice because it tends to be very close to pseudocode, and you don't have to deal with a lot of syntax. Sometimes a company won't give you too many choices. For example, if you're going into robotics, there's a pretty good chance you'll be writing in C++. If something about the problem isn't clear, don't hesitate to ask your interviewer. For example, a subsequence of a string might be contiguous or it might not be. So if you end up writing the solution for the wrong problem, that doesn't win you any points. Sometimes when a candidate is new, they might think themselves into a corner. Try talking out loud so that the interviewer can help guide you along the process and keep you from getting stuck. Seriously, we want you to be on the right track. Alright, so you've written your code, you're feeling pretty good about it, and you're about to hand it off to the interviewer. Try to wait for 1 second and walk through your code. This helps verify your solution and demonstrates a comprehensive understanding of your code. Unlike LeetCode, where you can keep submitting your code over and over again, you won't often have that opportunity in an interview. So now the max of this is equal to max of 3, 0, 0 plus 0 equals 3. And that is the correct answer. So I think we are good. There's nothing worse as an interviewer than seeing multiple mistakes in the code and not knowing if the candidate would have found them or not. Don't make it easy for your interviewer to give you a lower grade. Instead of waiting for the interviewer to review it for you, confirm it works with a couple edge case examples and fix any easy errors you see along the way. If you've seen my past videos, you'll know I made a lot of mistakes as I go, but I also try not to submit my code until I'm fairly confident it's going to pass. If you're trying to use LeetCode to practice, think of that submission failure as a ding in an interview. Aim for your submission to succeed the first time you submit it on LeetCode. You all may have noticed that mistake and was screaming at me. My apologies. There we go. And yes, I've gotten a lot of dings. I'm looking forward to their next mock interview, and I think they have a great shot at getting into the job they're looking for. If you're in a similar situation, the fact that you're watching this video right now means that I think you can do it too. If you watched this far, let me know what you're practicing on LeetCode, or if you're preparing for an interview, or which of these tips resonates most with you. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. So if you found this video interesting, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This helps me find out what my audience is looking for. I enjoyed going over this session again with you all. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.